Hey YouTube, beer in hand. It's a hot, this was a frosty mug of Shiner. Hot day here in East Texas. Got done working. Haven't made any videos in a while. I am finishing up on my boat, trying to get that thing to run a little bit better. Boat videos are coming. I've got a couple other projects I did beforehand that I'll be posting. But this is just a quick little video on this Chinese Microlux lathe by Micromark. And I tell you what, this is a good little lathe. I've had this thing for about 10 years. I'm just kind of doing some cleanup to it and some maybe upgrades to it, if you will. One of the things that I wanted to make sure before we did anything, and I moved down to East Texas here, I've had it in the shop for about 3 years and used it a couple times, but I haven't really done any maintenance or any checking on it. But moved this thing around several times coming down here, moved it spots in the shop, and I'll tell you what, this little thing is solid. I took my tailstock, which is not on here, of course. I've got it sitting over there, but I took my tailstock, put my live center in it, got that set, got this dead center squared up. And them things, as much as I move this thing around, they touch nuts on. So it's good damn little lathe right here. But what I've done, kind of do some upgrades, I've looked at guys putting different bearings and things like that in, and that's awesome. But one of the things I did is I wanted to upgrade the feet. This is the POSs that they had on there with these rubber feet. They had them at the end and a nut and a bolt, and they shuck loose after a while, and it just wasn't very rigid. I mean, you could shake this thing, and right now I made the footprint bigger, as you can see there, and it goes out to there, and a little bit bigger on the back side rather than the front side, so I could scoot it as close to the edge of the bench as possible, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, but we'll find out. But it made this thing a lot more rigid, and rigidity is the biggest thing you want in these little lathes. So then doing some other looking and planning and talking to people, I decided that I think the next thing is a compound lock. And there's lots of them out there. You can buy ones for $24 that mount right here and right here, and then they just lock in place. They're cool, but the problem with mine is I got the Gibbs screws in the way right there. So I'd have to mount it out farther, and I didn't know how that would do for rigidity and things like that. Again, the reason I'm putting this in is for rigidity, for facing and parting. So I come up with this little deal, which is not much. Now that I got it spun around, I probably got myself screwed, which is not much. It's just a 2-inch piece of solid square or solid rectangle with a hole drilled out in it. Piece of quarter flat bar with a threaded hole, so I can just slide this bad boy in here. See if I can do this one hand. Fuck. Slide that bad boy in there, run it up to my carriage. Got my trusty old cheap ass wrench. That's just a junk wrench. I use good tools for real work. Crank that bad boy down, and that's solid as the day is long. Now, yes, it can go forward, but I have the option of putting this thing in a non-drive position, and then I can lock my carriage lock. If you just lock your carriage lock, you have about a thread width of play in it. This one you actually don't once you put this homemade carriage lock in it. Well, some of you are going to say, well, it's just a carriage stop. Well, yeah, you can call it that, which I can use it as a carriage stop because I can put it on this side of my compound. I can slide that thing through, put it on this side of my compound, and then I have a carriage stop. So I made a 2-in-1 little homemade tool that didn't cost me anything. And it may not be as fancy as what a lot of guys have out there, but it'll work when I need it. So, till next time, YouTube, we'll talk to you later.